Your field stabilized. Intaro Adun.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Remastered. Today on Radeon, it's going to be a PvT of weird proportions, sent to me by Zero from the Bombastic Star League. I'll put a link to the Twitch channel where BSL is being cast constantly. And it's going to be a PvT, and it's going to have some weird stuff going on. So, top right side, we've got an American Protoss player. It is RaNgeD. And in the bottom right, we have a Green Terran player. He is Polish. It is Radley. So, we've got Radley here versus RaNgeD, a PvT on Radeon. A good map for macro games, in my opinion. Not a weird map, just kind of a good map, right? It basically features a lot of drops because of how much dead space there is. Right here, right here, right here, and right here. So, you cannot patrol it. You cannot, like, put a pylon here and see drops coming. So, we will see. We will see how we accommodate that. Alright. So, again, these two players, you know, it's not going to be Snow versus Rush or anything. But I do like mixing it up. Somebody recommended that I should cast this replay because it is epic and very amazing. So let's go ahead and go get into it right now. SCV, Steve here, not proxying. Gateway inside the main base here from RaNgeD, also not proxying. Early gas, all right. Everything is lining up very nicely here from RaNgeD with 400 APM, 480 here from our guy Radley, which is a good name. It reminds me of Ridley, right? From, what was that game again? Metroid. My brain wanted to say Mass Effect, but it's Metroid. I know they're both space-themed brain, but that doesn't mean they are the same thing. Metroid. I've never actually played a Metroid game through to completion. I've dinked around with them, but the movement is just a little bit too clunky for me, especially for these early Metroid games, and it just never caught on in my gaming brain, so meh. Speaking of Twitch, I am playing Claire Obscura Expedition 33 over at twitch.tv/Falcon Paladin. I'm kind of getting my butt kicked right now. I'm trying to figure out parry timing, which everybody is hating on. Everyone's like, parrying is so hard in this game, man. It's like, well, you know, yeah, it just is. Parrying is generally pretty difficult. I mean, in the Batman Arkham games, right, they give you this little nice visual indicator with a nice little long window time where if somebody's head lights up, you press the parry button and bam, you parry them and you counter them, and it's awesome. It's really, really fun and immersive. But, you know, that's a little bit too easy, I think, for a lot of game developers. They want it to be a frame. Here's your window for parrying versus here is your window for parrying. You see the difference there? Yeah, you do. Anyhow, it's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. We're getting into it. Nothing's really knocking my socks off so far. Zealot trying to pop in. Waiting for a friend to maybe? Yeah, maybe waiting for a Dragoon to pop on in. And see what we can get done down here in the Terran base. There is no sign of anything mech produced yet. We're waiting for a machine shop, which to me indicates maybe a tank. Or maybe he just wants to get Spider-Mine research as soon as possible. Let's see what we get. I'm going to guess he goes for Spider-Mines here. All right. And again, these are not the super highest level players. I was going to make a Vulture first, trying to get a bunker up at the front as well. Does get the bunker up, but dude, a Zealot and Dragoon inside. Pull the boys. Defend with the boys here. They've got fusion cutters. They can attack as well. This is looking pretty bad. Ooh, Vulture does pop out. Needs to get after that Zealot immediately. You can kill the Zealot, and then we can handle the Dragoon after that. We'll work together. There you go. Zealot down. Excellent job. Vulture dies for it, but did its job. Dragoon running around with 3 total kills here. This Dragoon's coming down. There's nothing inside the bunker because the Marines keep getting themselves picked off here by the Dragoon fire and the Zealot fire. It's looking so bad. So bad for Radley right now. Come on, Radley. Hold on. I like how the APMs have gone down now that everything's getting a little bit crazier. Hilariously. But, hey, one Dragoon finally goes down as a siege tank pops out. He pops out, kills the Dragoon, and says, "What's all the fuss, you guys?" Obviously, Dragoons are not that hard for me to kill. It's like, right. That's one of those things. It's one of those things in society where we look at people who are naturally gifted at a thing, and maybe they don't understand why other people are not as naturally gifted as they are. They think that's the default human experience, when a lot of the times it is not. I actually had this discussion a while ago with my daughter, where we were at a band concert, and there was a specific couple of numbers put on by just the percussion people. And she was like, man, percussion is so easy. All you got to do is have a really good sense of rhythm, and everybody has that. And I'm like, nope. Actually, that is not the case. Some people really struggle with rhythm. You can learn it, but not a lot. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure what percentage of people are born with a decent sense of rhythm. I think most people probably are, but a big significant number of humans are not. They are not gifted with an incredible sense of rhythm as a robotic support bay comes in. And same thing here, right? Not everyone's gifted with an incredible sense of how to kill Dragoons. So we've got Reaver stuff coming in. Not too crazy about that, I imagine, is Radley. Dragoons poking in. 3 tanks versus 3 Dragoons. Going to make it fairly hard to handle that. So far, 2 base in it. I'd like to see a 3rd base here from RaNgeD. I appreciate he's working on Reavers and upgrades and probes and trying to get up to as many of those workers as he can. He's at 52 now, which is great. Pretty good macro, especially considering the aggression we saw earlier. Engineering bay for turrets will be planted. And what will this game hold in the future? Because I don't think that was it. I don't think people are like, Falcon, 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 you got to cast this game just because of that early aggression. It was good, right? It was some nice early aggression, some really good micro there. But at the end of the day, that's not going to be enough for people to have their socks knocked right off. Maybe the Reaver stuff. Maybe the Reaver stuff is what we're looking for here. Swinging down. Missile turret, yes. 3rd base, also yes. Behind the Reaver pressure, loving that. How are we ready? Are we ready for this drop? The answer is we've got 1 turret, 2 turrets. No spider mines laid anywhere here, though. You really want the spider mines in this area because then the Reaver comes in here and does this. And actually gets shoved away pretty effectively. Oh, gosh. Okay, decent connection there. 1 more shot on those clumped up tanks. No, he hit the machine shop. No. Disaster. He could have killed 2 of those tanks there with 1 scarab hit. Or 2 scarab hits, to be fair. But, man. Wow, now the missile turret's gone, and he goes right on into the southern side of the mineral line. And the SCVs get pulled. It's lost mining time. He kind of decides, you know, maybe this is good enough. Maybe the lost mining time. Gets a tank with that, though. Right. And the other one, he does get both of the tanks. Well done. Well done. Ah, that's so good. Okay, so we're all right with this. We're all right with this so far from our American Terran player RaNgeD up here. We've got more tanks on the way. We've got an observer coming in here, too. Everything is fine. Nothing is ruined. And yeah, this is a Saturday cast, so thanks for watching the Falcon Paladin in 2025 on a Saturday cast. Appreciate having you here. Really wonderful place to be all of the time. And I just keep waiting. Just keep waiting. Scans the 3rd base, sees that warping in, says, okay, yeah, this makes sense. These timings are fine. Citadel of a Dune getting rocked up here too. And this is all really shaping out to be a pretty solid PvT thus far. Now look, again, this is pretty normal, right? This is not executed at the highest level of snow or rain. But this is some pretty good Protoss stuff. Some pretty solid Terran stuff as well. It's not, you know, light. But I'm curious to see where this is going to go from here. We've got a spider mine research on the way. We've got maybe a new 4th base coming in the top left here from RaNgeD. Starport getting rocked up. Yeah, so we're going to get EMPs, as my voice kind of cracks there a little bit. I'm going to get some EMPs. Going to get some Zealot leg enhancements here. Oh, also, did you catch my review of the 23-year-old movie 28 Days Later that I put up on the channel last week? Or, yeah, last week. That's right. Falcon sometimes gets around to movies a little bit late, but I think they're still worth talking about. There's actually an interesting discussion going on about whether 28 Days Later is technically a zombie movie. Here's my thing. It's not a zombie movie because there are no zombies. There's no undead aspect to the enemies in this movie. But everything else, it's a human body that is mindlessly pursuing regular humans to kill them, right? And that's it. I think that's exactly all that we need for determining what a zombie is. The whole point of a zombie is that zombies are humans that are different with a capital D and changed and now inhuman, but they look human, and that's what freaks us out. And that's what's going on in 28 Days Later. In my opinion. Scanning in, looking for a carrier transition, but sees 2 more gates warping and goes, yeah, alright. Sees this setup and goes, oh, I'm down 50 supply here. That's not ideal. Charon boost. Vulture speed. More factories. Siege up the choke into the natural base. Do not let them in. They try to come in here, murder them all. Second robotics facility getting tossed in here. So this feels pretty gateway man-y, at least for now. It's going to be a lot of Zealots, Dragoons, High Templar, Psy Storms on the way. Yeah, nice open area here. 1 tank dies, but, you know, shoves the Protoss back just a little bit further. Nothing too crazy about that. But seriously, check out the BSL, right? ASL's not on all the time, but BSL is happening. You know, it's another tournament to kind of add to your roster of StarCraft to watch in 2025. Bombastic Star League. What a great name for a league. I like it a lot. Observer movement upgrade coming in. Zealot bombing to the high ground. And I don't think any tanks are going to die up there. Whoa, just kidding. 1 tank died up there. 2 tanks died up there. Way wrong. Continuing to push into the front door as well. With the Zealots, with the Dragoons. A couple tanks died, falling back, calling it a day. It's all right. We push, we pressure, we kill tanks. We keep the Terran from getting up to 35 siege tanks. That's the goal here. Where's the 3rd base? Here it is coming up the right side. Okay, good, because, I mean, this is a giant probe transfer. 4th base for the Protoss. Can easily set up for a 5th base from here, too. Take this whole top third of Radeon and kind of be all right. Kind of have everything be fine. No problems, no worries, no wakas. Ob sniped out. It just looks like a Protoss win from here. I mean, this is a Protoss doing everything he needs to do, taking the entire map, getting great upgrades. Oh, what the what? Who the? What the? Who gets locked down in a Gateway Man PvT? Look. Sure. Everybody always says, oh, when the enemy has carriers, get locked down and just lock down the carriers. Much easier said than done, for starters. Number 2, what? Who? Is he even building ghosts? Where is this man's barracks? There it is. Oh my gosh. He just started building a ghost. All right. So I guess the plan is maybe lock down Reavers. Maybe lock down shuttles that are coming to drop on you. Right, like these ones, for example. Zealot's dropping to the natural base, taking down a turret, trying to get that bunker there too. Then storm in the SCVs, not quite getting, there you go. That's a better storm on the SCV. That was it, not quite getting close enough. He's able to kill 4, 5, maybe 6 of them there in the natural base. Still a bit of a spot of bother here. But siege tanks and vultures clearing them out at the end of the day, so not too bad. So yeah, I guess maybe we lock down shuttles. Do we lock down... Look at the ghost attacks. You can't miss the ghost attacks, man. Good SCV dodge on that storm. That was top tier dodging, sir. That was really good stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out what he's locking down in this game. That's it. The best options are going to be shuttles and reavers. I don't think there are any more reavers in the game. I think they died during this attack. One of the first attacks into that front, and so it's gotta be we're locking down shuttles, I guess. Interesting. And I wonder if maybe you make a ghost. Maybe you lock down a couple things and that dissuades the Protoss player from going carriers. Maybe it's some kind of a mind game here as the Protoss tries to expand down to the bottom left. The top left has got some vultures at it. They've got +2 attack, but not in numbers to actually handle the 2 cannons up here, which honestly, like 2 or 3 more vultures, I think they kill those cannons and all those probes die. Oh, and the zealot response is absolutely murked though. Wow. Yeah, Dragoons maybe. Ooh, it's an air weapons upgrade. Did you... Wait a second. Did he see ghost attacks and say, you know what I need to do? Carrier transition. You know what I'm wondering. Double cybercore. Oh, yeah, for sure this is upgrades for sky stuff. I wonder if this is more Radley being familiar with RaNgeD's game. This is him recognizing that this Protoss guy likes to get up to like 5 or 6 bases and then go all the carriers in the world. It's really strong, and I'm going to be prepared for it. I'm going to research lockdown at 15 minutes, and I'm going to be making ghosts off of 1 barracks, and then I'll have enough ghosts to lock down a bunch of his carriers. Okay, he has 1 ghost right now. He's making another ghost, though, so this could work out. This could work out. Dude, what is this game? Kind of hides the cybernetic scores up there too, so if the scan happens here, it doesn't actually see up there. It might, but you know, there's a little chance you're hiding it. Now we're getting the Stargates. Somewhere. What? Alright, scan. Yeah, scans up, sees the double cyber core spinning, wonderful. Sees the Stargate coming in up here, also wonderful. There we are. Stargate. 4, 5 Stargates. Holy wow. All right. I mean, look at how many bases the man's getting, though. Terran's sitting here on 3 bases being like, yes, I am a 3-basing Terran. I am unstoppable. I have 2 on upgrades. But the Protoss is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 basing you with a easy possibility for an 8th. 8th. This does not work. This is not how you win the StarCraft, Radley. We gotta go. Like, I really appreciate that you've got your ghosts. Sorry, your ghosts. You have 3 of them now. He's firing up 3 more factories. He's getting Ghost Cloak, which indicates, yeah, there's another ghost. There's another ghost. All right. This does feel like familiarity to me. I imagine the Protoss here, RaNgeD, has killed Radley 47 times. Using this strategy of expanding 27 times and getting up to 1 million carriers, and he's like, screw that. I'm getting locked down. We're shutting this down. Oh my gosh, mind control is on the way. Are you going to try to 2-race this thing, RaNgeD? What are you doing, man? Yep, this is getting weird, all right. We're 19 minutes into this thing. Hasn't been extremely exciting, exactly. There's been some good attacks. There have. Man, mind control. All right, here we go. Carrier capacity coming in as well. The Terran decides, now is my time. 19 minutes. We Spider Mine. We Vulture. We have no Goliaths in this group. He doesn't need them yet. The carriers aren't done. They take forever. Big attack, though. Oh, he does lock down a couple of the shuttles there, though. All right. That's the shuttles that are holding the High Templar and a bunch of zealots in them, too. But he has nothing to kill the shuttles now that they are locked down. The Ghost is like, I got this. Locks down the second one. Tries to engage in here and crush this tank line. Is our guy ranged? But no. Radley's ready for it. He's crushing. He's setting up a fourth base of his own down at the 6 o'clock. Finally, Goliaths arrive and take out the shuttles. Okay, so lockdown only really makes any sense if you could then kill the thing that's locked down. If you lock down something and just kind of leave it alone and then it just wanders away on its own after 40 seconds, then you did it wrong. So yeah, 5 carriers at a time being produced. We're not too surprised by that, right? We saw how many carriers were, or how many Stargates were on the way, and behold, the carriers are in those numbers. It tracks entirely. So yeah, this is him being like, well, my enemy has locked down. I know for sure he has locked down now because I have an observer here, and because he locked down my my shuttles. That's exactly what happened. So what do? I make carriers. The answer to lockdown is carriers, the man says. Protoss mindset, folks. If there is a problem, carriers can solve it, at least in this matchup. Not as good against Protoss and not as good against Zerg for sure. Yeah, every base on the map's been taken except for this one. Except for this 9 o'clocker. 8 bases to 4 bases. It is double the base count. Yeah, bank is being developed here by Radley. Both players are maxed out. RaNgeD just got there, though. DTs are on the way. We've got further upgrades for the carriers, because why wouldn't we get further upgrades for the carriers? Where is he trying to hide these carriers exactly? I mean, come on. That's a scan. He knows what's going on over here. Oh, here they are. Hello, carriers. We've got 111 upgrades already. Hot dang. Locking down the carrier. That's one. That's a second lockdown. That's a big size storm on the SCVs at the same time, though. The Goliaths can't get up here because the tanks and the vultures are blocking their access. They try to run down the back way. There we go. That's a third lockdown getting tossed on top of these carriers. He scans them. He's trying to kill this one. He just, like, one Goliath wanders over here, tries to make it happen. Yeah, there you go. That's the hits you want when you're trying to take down a lockdown carrier. Goodness gracious. And there we go. How about this one? This one's out of range of the Goliaths and alive, but all right. Getting some beautiful lockdown value here. You know, it doesn't seem like that much of an investment, really. Your research lockdown. I guess you get a covert ops, because you already have a science vessel. You already have a barracks. So you get a covert ops, you research lockdown, you research ghost cloak, and you call it a day, and then you just kind of make ghosts off of your barracks. It's kind of like in TVZ, where Terran sometimes has a factory anyway when they're SK Terraning. They just get, you know, spider mines, get speed for their vultures, just make one vulture at a time off of the factory for 10 minutes in a row. And then you have a decent little group of vultures you're running around laying spider mines with, but you're still doing SK Terran. It's kind of the same thing. I wonder why this isn't a little bit more popular. Because it feels like the same kind of investment. Oh, he just killed his own vulture? I guess he's like, I don't need vultures as much anymore. Let's free up supply for more ghosts. And right you are, sir. You should free up your supply for more ghosts. That is the way to go. We're getting air weapons, level 1, ship weapons from Radley. Oop, shuttle gets sniped out. DT gets scanned and absolutely executed there. Protoss kind of falling back. Nope, swinging around to this angle here. Not a lot of defense in this position. Spider mines can do a lot, as we know, but kind of recognizes this corner is in a lot of trouble. So if we can take down the third base of the Terran in the meantime, then yeah, that'll work out for us. Dark Archon's coming in. Is he going to mind control ghosts? Is he going to mind control an SCV and go 2-race? What is the plan here from RaNgeD? Good size storm in, but reinforcing tanks show up, defend the third base successfully, and nope. RaNgeD has to get the heck on out of there. Another scan. He's like, okay, cannons, High Templar. This seems pretty doable with a bunch of siege tanks with +3 attack. He Still producing carriers, dude. He's still producing carriers. What's up, Dark Archons in a PvT? How you doing? Sending a little scouting party through the middle here to see what is what. The answer is not much, but then you get into some more tanks over that way. These tanks are not in range to fire on the Nexus. No, they are? They are in range. One of the tanks is in range. Carrier's trying to defend the position here, but Goliath's charging on in as well on the low ground. Ghost wanders in, gets a nice lockdown on that carrier, and the Goliaths can just stay out of range of those cannons to hit that locked down carrier. Medic getting sniped out here to heal up the Ghostaroonies as necessary. I love the split. Dude, there's another lockdown and another lockdown. Dude, this is like, I don't know. This is like building carriers in PvP when your enemy has a bunch of Dark Archons with mind control. Why would you do this? I'm so confused about RaNgeD's thought process in this game. He saw the lockdown, and then he determined what he needed to do with his life was make a bunch of carriers. Maybe he just can't help himself. Maybe it's like me when I play StarCraft and like, oh, the enemy has a million siege tanks. But ultras are so cool, I'll say. Then all my ultras die and I'm sad, but I could not deny my nature, and maybe that's what RaNgeD is doing here. He can't deny his nature. Nice counterattack by RaNgeD down here into the natural base of Radley, though. It's looking all right. High ground siege tank, a lot of shots missing that guy. Every carrier is dead now because, of course, they're dead now. Lockdown exists. Radley takes this base out from under RaNgeD during an active engagement. What a sick play. These Dragoons are still not dying, however. They have 323 upgrades, which is something to behold. Goodness. Oh, good size storm on a tank there. High ground in it. These Dragoons. How many kills? 5 kills. 2 kills from these Dragoons. We got 5 kills there. We got 5 kills there as well. And bam. Excellent stuff. Making more barracks. More ghosts. DT is up. Wham. Archons don't usually do very well in this matchup, and that was no exception. He comes in and mind controls a tank. You know, not for the purpose of owning the tank, but because then everybody kills it. So it's kind of a one-shot kill on a siege tank, which is, you know, it's 150 energy, and it takes all the shields away from the Dark Archons. So it really makes him pretty vulnerable at that point. Ow, ow, ow. Dude, Terran's making an incredible comeback here on the back of lockdown. Yeah, it's 70 to 62 workers in favor of the Terran. It's even supply, which is not good for the Protoss when there are this many 3-3 tanks running around, and suddenly Terran's fine. It looked so bad in the first 19 minutes of the match. And then Protoss committed to 100 carriers. They all got locked down and killed. He tried some more that also got locked down and killed, and that was it. We're done. Wow. Looks like it's going to be a Terran win now. What a nice back and forth game here from the BSL. Again, check out the link in the description. If you're not already familiar with the BSL, which if you're a StarCraft fan, you should be. But I know there are a lot of fans that are not familiar with it, even though it's been around for like 15 years at this point. How many years? Let's see. 15 years. Yeah, that sounds about right. A little bit longer than that. Less time than that. I don't know. Oh my gosh, the band's still building these. Building a lot of High Templar too, in fairness. I think High Templars have a lot more value against this than the carriers do. Yeah, little 3 carriers running down the left side. What are they going to be able to do, man? Okay, carriers picking off some tanks. There are no ghosts here. There is a ghost here. I lied. There's a ghost here. Not enough energy to do anything, though. So carriers are defending this bottom left base as much as they can. I'm surprised neither player has really even tried to take that one. Alright, Goliaths wander up this way. He's got more ghost production down there. Yeah, and just a couple huge volleys from +3 Goliaths, man. +3 anti-air on Goliaths is bananas good. It is so good, it's not even fair how good it is. Six carriers at a time in production. Shield batteries coming in to fall back to with your carriers. Love that pro move. Terran takes this base, but if the carriers recognize that's happening, that is a dead base for sure. So yeah, just kind of waiting for enough energy to lock down these carriers. That's all you got to do, man. Just lock down a carrier or two. You've got this taken care of. 191 to 158 supply. Protoss is up about 30 supply here, which is good. And he's got carriers, which is generally pretty good too, but the Terran has ghosts, man. Ooh, look who did wander up this way and find this base, getting very, very ostentatiously created by our guy, Radley. Radley. My brain wants to say like Bradley or Ridley, or it never wants to say Radley for that name. I don't know what it is. I guess it's a word. You can do something radly because rad is an adjective. Anyway, here we go. Zealots jumping on this stuff. No Dragoons in this army. No Storm either. The Zealots should be a pretty easy clear out. The carriers getting all sorts of locked down in this mess too. Another lockdown and another lockdown. Jumping in. Causing issues galore here. Big army. Swinging around the backside, Archon's trying to save the day. Storm on everything as well. My goodness. Not enough Storm because the lockdown reigns supreme. Once you knock a carrier out of contention, bam, you're done. That was a 30 supply lead for the Protoss. It's gone now. It's gone now. Terran is up. That's what that engagement was. Terran kind of still needs to try to kill this base. I feel like he can. Just the Storm on the ramp is a really annoying problem. Ooh, if the High Templar die, that fixes that problem right quick. 6 more carriers at a time in production. This is absolutely insane. Holy Hannah. Yeah, I think the Terran's got this thing. I think he's just got enough tanks and enough ghosts and enough Goliaths. Scouts? What in the name of all that is holy why are we building scouts right now? Because we're memeing now. This guy determined that what he needed in his world today was 1 million carriers against a lockdown, got his face booted in, and then decided the follow-up is obviously scouts. If carriers didn't work, my other favorite unit will work here. Scouts will work. Look at this. Trying to trick him into thinking it's more carriers, but it's not more carriers. It's actually scouts this time. Which is ridiculous. An absolutely ridiculous notion. But hey, here they are. I don't know that we've... Nope, they're slow. I don't think they have any upgrades. Radley seems entirely content to sit down here and let RaNgeD mine this base out. He's like, I've done the math. It's fine. I guess we could kill this one, though, because this is woefully undefended. Unadequately defended, in no doubt. He's finally getting speed upgrade for the scouts, but... they're just not good against Goliaths. There are not many things that are good against Goliaths that fly. There really aren't. Ooh, locked down a couple Dragoons there. Lost a couple Ghosts in the process. Definitely. What's the follow-up going to be? Siege Tanks, more Storm, more Storm. 1 kill on that High Templar is not really all that great. Are you in range of this Nexus Siege Tank? The answer is... We didn't leave any anti-air down here. What are the Goliaths doing? Why are they wandering around? Cover the tanks. No, boys. Oh, boy. Well, 3-3-3 scouts murdering siege tanks. Not something I thought I'd see on my bingo card today. But it's working out because the Goliaths got drawn away from that position to try to, I guess, attack up the right side. But you've got to have the Goliaths covering your tanks in a situation where you know it's Sky stuff out of the Protoss today. That's what he's focusing on. Yes, he's got Zealots and Dragoons and everything else, but it is definitely a lot of... There you go. He's trying to expand here, too. That's a BM scout, or BM expansion position, by the way. Yeah, this guy is sky tossing to his heart's content, so the more Goliaths you have, the better. And the Goliaths are actually in a position to help the tanks do that. There we go. Yeah, no, scouts, definitely not. Guys, I love you. I love that you have full upgrades, but man, these Goliaths hit like trucks when they have +3. They really do. But, I don't know, the ground stuff helping out. Siege tanks, Size Storm Dragoons, tanks dead. Goliaths are much better against Dragoons than scouts are. Scouts, legendarily terrible against ground targets. What actually does... So the ground attack with +3 gives it +3 more damage. So it's 11 damage per attack, slowly, to ground targets. I mean, suddenly ranged is up 170 to 111 supply. I wonder if that one mistake of the Terran not covering those tanks with the Goliaths has maybe cost him a lot more than he was expecting. Like, this guy's memeing, but also maybe Range is just going to win this game as well. I mean, a lot of the money is in... More scouts are coming in. A lot of supply is in scouts, too, so maybe this number's a little bit misleading. Sometimes you can be really heavy in something that is supply heavy, but not cost efficient. And then you're sad. Trying to save this base. Where are your Goliaths? He's building them 5 at a time. Maybe the investment into scouts was not as good as he wanted it to be. This dude is just kind of wandering around, not shooting at anything. Artosis is raging right now, and he doesn't know why. He just knows somewhere in some game a Goliath is refusing to shoot. Can we not hit that? Really? Okay, now we can, I guess. Then the scouts dive back on in. Carrier down. Gotta focus on the scouts a little bit, but the zealots are a bit distracting as well. Coming from the south, coming from the north. No way, Range. Did Range just win this thing anyway? He was so in trouble just a minute ago, but he had a decent bank. He has a decent bank count. His production is good. He wipes this base out. Radley's down to 21 SCVs and 35 total supply, and not enough money to rebuild, and Radley taps out. What an insane comeback there from RaNgeD. I mean, it was a back and forth, right? Earlier Protoss, then Terran, and then back to Protoss again. He pulls off the win. I do wonder if maybe RaNgeD had lost this base. If Radley was a little more interested in killing this bottom left base, maybe things would have gone better in the long run for the Terran. But yeah, man, 3-3-3 scouts. I'm not saying they're good. They do take up a ton of supply. And there was nothing in the sky for them to attack at all, which is weird. But yeah, I mean, the 3-3-3 Zealots and the 3-3-3 Scouts, incredible upgrading here from RaNgeD today. And just, you know, 5 Stargates, a Fleet Beacon, and a Dream gets it done for him. The lockdown kind of fell off towards the end there. I guess all of his ghosts died. I mean, they are pretty vulnerable to getting stormed. They're pretty bad against Archons, too. But at the end of the day, some great lockdown. Really, really, really fun lockdown. And we got Scouts in a PvT. And the Scouts won, which is absolutely insane. So, what a GG, man. Wow. All right. Well, good stuff there. Way to get a win. Our guy, RaNgeD, the bullish Protoss player. Or, no, the other way around. RaNgeD is American. Right. Radley is the Protoss. We got there. But GG. Holy Hannah. What a game. 323,000 points to 372,000 points in favor of Radley. Produced similar units, but RaNgeD killed a lot more. Structures range 33 to 24, and the resources spent and outspent by the Protoss by a giant margin, 25, like 35,000 resources if my math is right, and it's usually not. Here in a 38-minute PvT for your Saturday. Hope you enjoyed it. That was incredible. Wow. Good stuff. All right, so that was a ton of fun. Definitely stuff that we did not expect to see on a Saturday, did we? No, definitely not. So hope you enjoyed it. That's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.